Hello, Phil, Newton, England. Yes, I am back with another Crystal Maze related video. What we're looking at today? Well, this is the autographs of the Maze Masters. Yes, I've met 4 out of the 5 Maze Masters from the Crystal Maze. The only exception is Stephen Merchant, which ironically enough, he does a lot of theatre and performances and appearances in London, but he's the one I've not yet met. It is on my bucket list. I did have the chance to go and see him last year, 2025, but by the time I'd booked the time off work and went to buy the tickets, it sold out. It sold out more or less straight away. So unfortunately, I never got to meet him. But we are going to be looking at the other 4 Maze Masters, their autographs, and the things that they signed for me. So let's start right at the very beginning. Ironically, I did meet all the Maze Masters in the order that they presented the show, I have to say, with the exception of Merchant. So we're going to start with probably everybody's favourite, or most people's favourite, but the OG himself, Richard O'Brien. Now, I met Richard O'Brien at the London Palladium on the 19th of August, right back in 2002. And as I say, he was performing in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He was the child catcher. So the first thing we got signed was this programme of Mark the Page. There's a little feature on him there, Richard O'Brien. Started his career in the world of entertainment in 1965, riding horses in movies. Since that time, he's done every job in theatre excepting wardrobe. And then it goes on a little bit more about him. You can pause the video if you want and have a read. And then, as you can see underneath, he's signed this programme for me, Richard O'Brien. I've even kept the tickets as well there, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, at the Royal Circle at 7:30, and these were £40 each. So I say yes, we got to meet him backstage afterwards. What else did he sign? Well, he signed this. It's his album, or one of his albums he did, Absolute O'Brien. It's really good. I'll show you some of the songs on the back. I don't know if you can see if that's in focus or not. Incubus of Love, It's Up to You, Ain't That to Die For, Fixation, The Dance of Love, $100 an Hour, Rhythm of the Heartbeat, I've Been There Before, Running with the Noisy Boys, I Will Always Hold You in My Heart, and Angel in Me. It's a very good CD. Really good songs on there as well. If you haven't got it, I suggest you do. Try and dig it out somewhere. I'm sure it will be available. And you can see there, look at that lovely picture there of Richard lounging on, yes, that's the Ocean Zone Lounge. And we'll have a quick look inside. There's all the lyrics as well, more pics of him, as you can see there. I'm sure these will be familiar to Crystal Maze fans. Look at that one there. I think he's hiding his hair a bit there because it starts growing. You can see the stubble. And then at the very back, we've got some from his show, Mephistopheles Smith. I believe I pronounced that correctly. And as you can see there, he signed this, Richard O'Brien. He did talk to me for quite a bit about it. I think it got an NME award, or a Melody Maker award. It was Album of the Month, which he was very chuffed about. So yeah, I met him backstage afterwards, after Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And then the next item he signed was, well, it had to be, didn't it? Of course, the Crystal Maze puzzle book. Now, I've gone through this book before in other videos, so I'm not going to go through it too much. But again, as you can see there, he signed that for me, Richard O'Brien. Very nicely. I did ask him at the time as well if he knew Ed Tudor Pole. And he said he didn't really know him that well. But he knew of him, and they had a chat and a drink together previously. So there you go, Richard O'Brien at the London Palladium back in 2002. Up next, it is, yes, as you all know, it's my favourite presenter. It's Ed Tudor Pole. Now, I met Ed Tudor Pole at Kirkham Gate Village, which is near Wakefield, which is just down the road from where I live. I live in Leeds, so it's not that far. My friend Kev took me. I think he wanted to meet Ed as well. And he was doing a concert there with a Pistols tribute band as well. They were excellent, actually. I wasn't too bothered about them, but when I did see them and hear them playing, I was very, very impressed. So I got to meet Ed. I had a chat with him beforehand where he had a nice cup of tea, and he signed these CDs for us. And then afterwards, I got another signature. I had a little chat with him. More about that in a minute. Let's have a look at this. It is one of his albums. As you know, he was in the band, well, he still is. Temple Tudor is his band, and this is one of his albums, Made It This Far. Nice pic of him in the back there. I won't go through all the songs again. You can pause it if you want and read all them out. But again, another brilliant songwriter, to be honest. Doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. I'll look inside as well. Some live pics. And I know there is like a greatest hits Temple Tudor, and the cover of that does actually have him in the Crystal Maze. Oh, I didn't realise I had that as well, so there you go. Nice picture of Ed there inside. Some of his band, his more up-to-date band, and so on. Little snippets of info as well about the songs, what they're about. And there you go, you can actually see. As I said, I didn't realise I kept this. It's the Pistols Experience and Support, Kirkham Village Hall, Brandycar Road. And as I said, that was in July. Did I say the date or not? I didn't. It was July the 21st, 2018. That was just £12. And that was a great night. As I said, I did have a little chat with Ed afterwards, where he had a massive glass of vodka and orange. Now, when I went to see him, I was wearing a shirt that I'd done up. It was a plain white shirt, and I'd done it up like Temple Tudor with all the logos, and he was very, very impressed with it. And it had these lions on the front, and he says, it's a brilliant shirt, it's a fantastic shirt, but just one thing wrong, do the eyebrows a little bit thicker. And I sort of looked at him, and he said, because that's Ed's face. He says, that is my face, and I've got big, big eyebrows. So I went home that night, I think the following morning, I think it was, because I didn't get home till late. The following morning, I got my marker pen back out, and I made the eyebrows a lot thicker on my shirt. In fact, he loved it that much. He actually says to me while we were talking, he says, what's your birth sign, your star sign? I mean, it's Pisces. I went, oh, well, that's really good, is that? And I'm like, okay, that's a bit bizarre. He says, we've just had some mugs done, and they've got Pisces on the back. So he actually asked me for my address, and I thought, okay. He said, yeah, give me your address and I'll send you a mug. And true to his word, about a week later, this turned up. The Temple Tudor Vikings, which is Temple Tudor joining up with another band called the Vikings. And you can see that is the front there with some medieval swords. And on the back, it is indeed 3 fish, Pisces. So he sent me that. It's a lovely mug. Said it was true to his word. He sent me it free of charge. So thank you very much for that, Ed Tudor Pearl. What else did he sign? Well, he signed this as well. Under the shirt that I was just on about, I also was wearing this T-shirt. As you can see there where it's from. And I said, oh, can you sign me T-shirts? Well, and then he didn't want to. He said, oh, no, I'm not going to ruin it. I don't want to ruin your shirt. And I said, oh, it's only a couple of quid from Primark. And I says, I bought it for you to sign. He went, oh, all right then. I didn't realise that. So obviously, pulled my chest tight, and Ed wrote his signature on this. He does sign it different ways sometimes. As you can see, it says Ed Tenpole. Sometimes it's Ed Tudor Pearl and so on. Very different. But there you go, lovely guy as well. I think this was during the era when he didn't really talk about the Crystal Maze. So I respected that, and I didn't really mention it as much as I had. There were so many questions I wanted to ask him about his time on the Crystal Maze. But I thought, look, I don't want to annoy him or irritate him. So, as I say, I respected him, and I didn't ask about the Crystal Maze. He's since opened up. He's got a chapter in his book about it. He does signings, talks about the Crystal Maze now. So if I do get to meet him again, I'm going to fire away with all these questions. Up next then, who is it? Well, it is the man from the reboot series. It's Richard Ayoade. And these are the 2 items we got signed. I met Richard Ayoade at the South Bank Centre on the 5th of August in 2019. He did a talk, an interview, and ironically enough, the guy that was interviewing him was none other than Adam Buxton. Yes, Jarhead, Ja. himself. Now, unfortunately, Adam left straight away after the talk, otherwise I would have got his autograph as well. But obviously we were there for Richard Ayoade. He did the talk, had a Q and answer session afterwards, and then after that he did a book signing. There was a very long queue, very, very long queue, and you were allowed 2 items to be sold. Now, this was the book that came out at the time, as I said, August 2019. This was Richard's latest book, so we had to get that signed. And I'll just put the marker in here. Again, I've got the tickets here. We'll look at them in a minute. But as you can see there, Ayoade on top. Richard Ayoade. Hi, Phil, or to Phil, Richard Ayoade. So he signed that for me. And there we are again, the tickets for the South Bank Centre. And the time as well. There's that receipt underneath. It's quite thick. Oh, it opens up. There we go, look. Richard Ayoade on top. And that was a really good night. What again did say? It said you were allowed to have 2 items signed. So of course, the other item had to be the Crystal Maze Challenge book with Richard on the front. Now, as I said, I have looked through this book as well before under my other videos. Check that out if you haven't seen it. But we're going to have a look at the autograph now for this one. Again, this is a fantastic book. So there you go. I've got some of the others. When I, part of the Crystal Maze fan blog, we went to test the games for series 2 and 3. And I got a lot of the team, a lot of the crew to sign it for me. But then I got Richard here to sign this. We had a post-it note. We had to write on what we wanted writing. Give it over to Richard, give a handshake, and he signed it. So he's putting this one to Phil, if indeed you still are Richard Ayoade. So a lovely little sort of Crystal Maze themed in-joke there, as that was his motto. And then finally, what are we on to next? Well, it is, of course, Adam Conover. Yes, the host or the Maze Master for the American series in conjunction with Nickelodeon. I met Adam on the 22nd of March 2025, so that was last year, at Leicester Square Theatre in London. He had a lot of trouble trying to get over. The planes were cancelled, and there was something going on at the airport, so all flights were cancelled coming into London, and he had to get another one up to New York, something, then to go to Manchester, then get the train from Manchester to London. And I thought, oh, he's not going to do it, he's not going to make it. But he did. He put on his social media that he was going to get through to London for the show no matter what, and he did. He was absolutely fantastic. It was about a 30, 40, maybe 50-minute slot that he did. He had a support act as well, and then he promised everybody that he would meet them outside and sign every bit of autograph and have selfies as well, which, true to his word, he did. He's a great guy as well. It's really lovely. So we're going to have a look at what he signed. He did 4 of these photos for me. There's not a lot of official merchandise with Adam Conover, if any, with Adam Conover on, so I had to get these pictures printed from social media stills and things like that. But he very gladly signed 4 of them for me. And there we go. He's got Phil, you rock, Adam Conover. Just sign that one blank, Adam Conover. Again, Adam Conover. And then finally, that was for Gordon. It says, thanks for coming, AC Adam Conover. So some fantastic photos there. I say he signed them all. He saw that it was the Crystal Maze. I told him that I am one of the contributors for the Crystal Maze fan blog. And he said what a great time he had doing that. And he said it was so sad that it finished early. Obviously, lockdown stroke COVID halted and finalised production on the show. Otherwise, he would have done another one. But he did say what a great time he had. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, so there you go. Those are the items I got signed by the 4 Maze Masters. As I say, I'm hoping to get Stephen Merchant's in the very near future. As I'm filming this, it's the 26th of February 2026. It's my birthday today. So who knows, hopefully we'll get to meet Stephen Merchant, and if I do, I'll get to show you all the items that he'll sign for me, assuming he will. I've heard he's a very decent bloke with things like that. So there you go then. That is the autographs I got. Hopefully see you all soon. Have you met any of the Maze Masters? Have they been nice? Drop some comments in the comments section below. And I'm going to say it, yes. Like and subscribe. Come on. I've got a few more Christmas Maze props to show as well. So hopefully they'll be up very soon. In the meantime, keep rocking. If indeed you still are. Goodbye.